Well, that's
What point did you know you just had it and you had to keep going?
When I woke up.
This morning, what'd you think?
Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Bearded Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
It is officially the end of the PGA Tour season, the Tour Championship wrapping up today. Hovland, man, he is the man and has really proven himself over the last couple of weeks that he could, achieve a different gear. And at the age of 25, it's really hard to foresee anything kind of derailing the path that he's on at this point. No major crazy swing, idiosyncrasies that would seem like he would cause an injury. Has remained relatively healthy throughout his career so far. What do you think about Hovland, these last couple of weeks and kind of the trajectory that he's on and kind of how he closed out today? He had to actually go win it. As we talked about last week, Xander Schauffele always plays very well at East Lake. He's in the running, and he put up a number as well, going 8 under for the day. So, what do you think about Hovland?
Hovland, in typical young guy fashion, is just a birdie chaser, just no holds bar, carefree, not afraid of anything, just goes balls to the wall. And then I think when you can drive the golf ball like him, and you're always in the fairway and you're always, 300, 315 off the tee. It's not the longest, but he's still a big poke out there. So, I mean, you're putting yourself in good positions. And just like you said, a true homemade swing to where he's always locked in to what he needs to do for his swing. So I think all he needed was the short game. The putter's always been pretty decent. It's never been too bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not his strong suit. But when it's hot, it's very, very good. So
yeah, he was rolling the rock.
I think he's trending in the right way, and I think next year he's got to be up there. Maybe not a full-on winner in a major in the four majors that we have, but got to be Ricky Fowler type season where he's top 5 in all 4 or something competing for it. I just feel like he's got a major type game now. I mean, with his short game being shored up, and with the Ryder Cup coming up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that, he's gonna be on forefront for the European team. So they're gonna be expecting him to be, 4 matches, 5 matches, and showing what he's about for sure.
Yeah, I think they almost have a full month to go because I think the ladies' Solheim Cup comes up in 3 weeks. Yeah. So there's Solheim Cup and then Ryder Cup back to back. In 2 weeks, the PGA Tour, I guess is not a full wraparound, but they have the Fortinet Championship coming up. They were talking about Max Homa trying to go, I think, 3 times in a row at that.
Yeah, back to back
tournament. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're already kind of starting it back up, and that's all good. I was a little sad last week when we were kind of talking about the winding down of the PGA Tour season, but there's still a ton of golf to be played. But I think I agree with you in terms of Hovland that I think a major is coming in the next year or two. It would not surprise me at all to see him really get in the mix this coming year and close one out. He just has a different gear that he's been able to hit. And that little fade, it fades every time. When he's on, he's on. You don't see him, double crossing himself very much. It's a reliable shot. And like you said, he's not the longest, but he is very much serviceable, above tour standards, average tour standards, and able to capitalize off of that and super accurate with his irons as well. So, he had some incredible shots out of bunkers, out of some rough lies that I was just, kind of floored by just because the performance that he put on this week, going 19 under from his start of the week to finishing at 27 under, pretty damn incredible. I think he would have won even if they were just going straight up, and everybody starting at 0. So he put the numbers up and went out and got the championship regardless. So kudos to him. I really do feel like he's the future of the game. He's there's a lot of youngins that we're going to see graduating from the, Korn Ferry Tour this year that I think are going to be able to make some impact like a Pearson Coody. But right now, game ready, made some modifications to his game over the last few years. I think you're spot on where you see him landing. You called it last week. I asked you, did you think that Scotty Scheffler was going to be able to hold on? And the answer was a resounding no. Quick pause before I respond to that. I do want to throw this before we get too deep. I got a comment. Love from Norway. Man, the internet is an amazing place where you can have somebody viewing all the way from Norway. So salute. Thank you for tuning in. You know, Hovland has absolutely represented your country well, and you know it's an amazing thing to see. So, yeah, I think your second comment here is I think Hovland missed one fairway. Is that right? I believe you're correct. Let me pull it up here. I had his stats pulled up, but yeah, he was middle of the fairway. There was one where he went hand off the club and ended up 305 yards, center cut. Dude was a machine today. Yeah, shout out to Norway, man. That's a surprising comment. But yeah, thank you for the comment there, sir. Steiner, I'm Berglund. I'm going to screw that up, possibly. So, and also just kind of seeing the last 30, you know, we were kind of bagging on the European squad last week just because they had only had 3 automatic qualifiers make it so far. Rahm, McIlroy, and Hovland. But I was thinking about a handful of people that, you know, I don't know how their points stack up, but it seems like there's a lag there in terms of like Hovland's number 17 on the Ryder Cup list for the Euros. Something's wrong there. That just doesn't seem right. So you got, you know, you're going to have some automatic qualifiers that are going to be on the weaker side for the Euros. But, you know, you think about a Terrell Hatton. We talked about, you know, Shane Lowry, Matt Fitzpatrick. They're going to actually have a pretty strong top 10, 9 to 10. Yeah, Fleetwood played pretty well, you know, was in the Tour Championship. I think, you know, maybe 1 through 9, we underestimate them. The bottom half, you know, the last 4th of their group might be a little bit weak. We have Bangarang. Victor was throwing darts. Incredible weekend of golf. Maybe that's not from across the pond. It looked different on my little preview screen here. But yes, Victor, boy's going to stay hot. He's going to be a factor in the Ryder Cup. Incredible golf this weekend. You know, it's just like all they had to do was lock in on the flag, and that ball was going next to it. Between him and Xander today, it was an incredible weekend of golf, or final round. So good way to sign off. Thank you guys. We're here every single week. I'm going to try to adjust my schedule. I have a fun little golf trip coming up this week. I'm going to drop a video about getting prepared for a golf trip. Just thought about that. So might have to make some adjustments to the schedule, but we're going to try to make it work either way. Thank you for joining the Bearded Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
Thank you, and peace out.